So I've been here in the US since the 23rd of September, and today is the 4th of October. And so far it's been super. Yeah, I've enjoyed it so much. You know, I'm living here. I'm like staying here. The people here they have horses, chickens, they have a couple of dogs, and they have a garden with where they get most of their food from. And they're vegetarian mostly, well, pescatarian. So they don't go grocery shopping that much because they have all of the vegetables they need. They get from their garden, the eggs they get from the chickens. And it's a really big land here. And it even has a river going through the property. So we actually went paddleboarding the other day. It was my first time. And it was really fun. I've always been scared of that kind of water sports, but, well, I've tried bodyboarding in Spain, but I didn't think that it would be something for me, but it was really, really fun. So I went paddleboarding down the river, and yeah, it's like I'm getting a little bit of taste of what it's like living here in the US. I feel like the people who live here are like so lucky because they have harvested so much from nature here. They have everything they need for winter. Like they have all the mushrooms, and they harvested everything from the greenhouse. So they're kind of all set for winter. But it's summer temperatures here, 4th of October, and it's summer temperature. Yeah, I'm gonna do remember I started this before I came. I sewed everything that I need to sew. I sewed it on the machine, and I still have a little bit left to sew up here by the neck. Oh, it's curling, yeah, okay. Yeah, so I'm just gonna sew this on. Just gonna sew it on. Yeah, and then I need to, yeah, it's a bit curly. So what's like super inspiring for me to see here is, for me, indigenous people are people who are, they're indigenous to the land. So that means that they know the land. They know everything that grows on it, all the animals, all the insects. You know the land, you know everything that grows on it, you know every animal, every river, every mountain. You know what it's supposed to look like in winter, what it's supposed to look like in summer, and how to survive on the land, like what kind of dangers there are, what the land needs, what has changed, what's different from last year, like all of those things I think the people who live here, they're not indigenous like native. They're not indigenous people like native or First Nations or anything like that, but they are preserving the land and taking care of the land as if they were indigenous to the land. So it's inspiring for me to see that all people can actually take care of the land. It's not only indigenous wisdom, you know. It's just human wisdom, how to care for the land you're living on, and like how to survive, how to thrive, and all of that. I think I'm just gonna sew with one thread, not the double thread, just because I want it to be invisible. Yeah, it's not gonna be invisible, but almost. Yeah, it's not gonna be invisible. What do I do? Okay, I'll just try. I'll just try and see. The thread is like a little bit lighter than the fabric. A little bit of shadow. Oh yeah, there was a cloud. I'm so relaxed today because yesterday I went swimming in the lake. I haven't been swimming for 2 years. This summer in Norway, I didn't have the chance to go swimming, and last year I didn't either because I was working on the house all the time. And I was like, oh my god, I didn't even have like summer vibes. It's, you know, for me, the summer is swimming like in the ocean, in the river, or wherever. And it was just every day I was gonna go swimming. It started raining or something happened that made me not go. So it was just bad luck. The day I was gonna go last year, the one day I actually wanted to go, it was just got super cold in the afternoon. Yeah, it was bad luck. So now I'm gonna try to sew this blue one so that it doesn't show that much. I'm gonna just have to do like a very small stitch, like I'm not sure, I'm just gonna try. The worst case scenario, I just have to take it out again, you know. It's not like a big deal if I have to do that. So yeah, I was telling, yeah, yesterday I went swimming in the lake. It's called Fish Lake here in Michigan. And there were fish in there. And last time I swam in a lake, a fish nibbled on me. It didn't bite me, but it nibbled on me, and I got really scared. Yeah, some of you know how I am when something scares me. I'm just like, ah! So I just screamed. And yeah, that happened yesterday as well. So I was at the lake. And there was another woman there who actually knew the woman that I went there with. I went there with Janice, who invited me here. And she was there, and her friend was there. And we both went swimming. Well, I went swimming first. And then she came. And yeah, the fish, when I was ready to go back on shore, I finished swimming. I was starting to get cold. I've been there for a while, maybe like 15 minutes or 20 minutes. I don't know how long. And I was standing there talking to her, and I just felt something, and I was like, ah! I don't know what it was. Maybe it was a fish nibbling on me. I don't know. But I don't remember that happening when I was younger. But I actually didn't. I didn't swim that much in lakes. Just swam mostly in the sea and in the river. So this is going great. You can barely see. You can barely see that I've sewn there. I don't know if I can show you, but it's hard to see, I guess. So also yesterday I visited Kalamazoo College. I don't remember the name of the college, but they were supposed to be like very, yeah, Carolyn told me that these students are like really smart, they have good grades and all of that. And they're pretty smart. And I was doing a little bit like talking about yoiks and like all of that. And I have this thing where I get people to guess what animal I'm yoiking. And can you believe it? All of them, they got it right. Every single one. And even I had this thing where I was yoiking the hare, like the rabbit yoik. But I was thinking about the squirrel, because for me the hare yoik, and it reminds me of the squirrel actually, because it's like fast and funny. And I have learned the squirrel yoik the day before, so I actually did both of them, and they guessed both of them right. And I was like, oh my god, these people are great. I don't know if I would have guessed. I wasn't really proud of my performance either for the squirrel yoik, but but they were like, oh yeah, but we have so many squirrels here, that was an easy one. So funny. Yeah, I was like, okay. Yes, you have a future, you guys. You really know how to think about stuff, like you really know how to get into things and stuff like that. Yeah, so I was really impressed by them. And after that I went to lunch with a native woman from here. Well, she lives here, but she was actually from Oklahoma, a Cherokee woman. And I told her about my trip to the powwow and everything. Like, I was so impressed by the powwow, and like I was crying there, and I was like, it was very emotional for me to be there, actually. And she said that she doesn't come from the culture of the powwows. So she comes from a different culture, the Cherokee culture, and they have stump dancing. It's a different type of celebration or like gathering. They don't have the competitions, so they don't compete with the dancing, but they have a fire and they dance around the fire. And I think that's what I have. When I read books and like magazines, like cartoons, no, like when I read the magazines, is it called cartoon? Not the movies, but the magazines. They always had the Native Americans that they were dancing around the fire. And that was for me very like fun to learn about. And she said that she did the stump dancing, which was like, she explained me a little bit more about it, but I don't remember exactly what it was. But it was like man and woman. Oh yeah, they did some call and answer singing. So the men or the woman would start calling, and then the women would answer or something like that. And they will be lined up like man and woman, man, woman, man, woman, man, woman. It would be really fun to see one day, that kind of things. I don't know. And yeah, so this powwow thing was pretty new to her, and I said like, okay, do you think this is? Yeah, she said that probably started doing the powwows in the 70s or something, and before that, people would have to go like in the woods. They would do it in hiding, so they would do the stump dances in hiding, like in the forests, like somewhere like far away from the society, where they won't get caught, because it was illegal. It was not legal to do that. So I don't know, but I have to check out, the powwow culture, history, like how. Oh, this thread is now all tangled up, I think. It's one knot there I have to untangle. Yeah, so it was pretty interesting talking to her. And she does like... She does sound healing as well. So I asked her a little bit about sound healing. Because I've been thinking like about it, like how that if I could actually do like some kind of healing with my sound would be great. And she said that she always works with her ancestors when she's healing. So that was interesting. She always calls upon her ancestors to do healing work with her. And she does sound healing with like singing bowls and different like frequency forks, that kind of thing. I'm not sure if that's for me, you know. I have seen them and I think it's interesting. But I'm not sure if I want to do it like that with a singing bowl. I think I want to try singing bowls. Yeah, I want to try. But I think that I'm going to try like humming first. I'm going to try to like... I think humming would be a great place to start for me because humming is actually yoik style also. You could say like a type of yoik. It's called huradit. Well, it's not exactly humming, but it's very much alike because you're just like yoiking for yourself, just like quietly for yourself. It's not meant to... It's not meant like for other people to hear necessarily. And when you're doing that, you're creating vibrations. You're creating vibrations in your body, aren't you? So and the humming is all about like creating the vibrations in your body that can heal you in some way. So that's why I'm kind of interested in that. Whew, it's hot here. Just enjoying the sun for a bit. I don't know how long the sun will stay. You know, October, I don't know how the sun could be gone. And I won't see the sun for a long time again. So I'm just trying to enjoy. Ugh. So I've been staying here in Kalamazoo. It's called Papa, where I'm staying. And... In a week or so, I'm going to Minnesota. I'm going to go to Minneapolis, St. Paul. First to St. Paul, and then I'm catching a flight to Seattle. I'm gonna stay in Seattle for like a week or so. Yeah, maybe 10 days actually. And then I'm gonna go to Vancouver, which will be also an adventure. I had on my plan to go to the Yukon next year because I'm invited there to play at a festival. But they said that since I'm here in the US, that I'm welcome to come visit this year as well, alone, without my band, you know. So I'm gonna go there this year and see how it is, and I get to do all the stuff that I probably won't have time to do when I'm there next year. When I'm there for a gig, I usually don't get to do much other stuff because I'm just too tired from the work and everything, traveling. But now I won't be jet lagged. It will just be like an adventure to go there. Yeah, so I'm really much looking forward to that as well. I can't believe like how many people are welcoming me. You know, they're like, yeah, you can stay with me and come to our festival. Yeah, you can join this event. And people are super, I don't know what, they're just super like nice. People are so nice to me here. I met probably, you know, I've just only met nice people here, I think. Maybe I'm lucky because I only met nice people. You know, only even on the train when I went to Chicago, because I had lost my luggage, or it was there at the airport, but I had to fetch it myself. So I caught a train to Chicago to go fetch my suitcase. And even on the train, the train was full, and I had to sit next to someone because it was packed. And the guy I was sitting next to, he was so sweet. He saw that I was like taking pictures and like filming and stuff, and he asked me, "Are you a travel blogger or something like that?" Yeah, he asked me, "Are you a travel blogger?" And I said, "No, well, sort of, because people have asked me if I can do some recording, like they would like to know how my trip goes and everything. Like they're interested in seeing what I'm doing on my trip and all of that." So sort of I am. And I said that I'm from Norway. And he was like, "Oh, I really want to go to Norway one day to see the fjords and everything." And I was like, "Oh, okay, well, you should go." He was the sweetest guy. He was pretty young. He was like, I don't know, he was probably like in his 20s or something. And when I looked at him, he was like, I could tell that he's just a really sweet soul, like he was a really nice man. So it was like and I asked him, yeah, where are you from? He said, yeah. I asked him, are you from Chicago? And he said, yeah, I'm from Chicago. And I thought, yeah, there's a really nice people from Chicago. Squirrel. So many squirrels here. It's true, there are many squirrels here. And then I was waiting for the guy to come with my suitcase. And he said, there was this guy who saw me standing there waiting. And he had got some pizza from, I don't know where. He said, he asked me, hey, do you want some pizza? Like, and and I don't know. He offered me pizza there when I was standing there waiting. And he said, yeah, I got it from the shop. They were handing out pizza. So if you want some, you can have some. And I said, no, I'm fine, thanks. But the first thing that happened when I came out of the train station, it was a huge train station, though. It was Chicago Millennium Station or something like that. I came out and I came to the river. There's a river there just outside. And it was a nice place where I could go for a walk while I'm waiting. And this homeless man was there sitting. And when I took a sip of my water, he said to me like, "Oh, I could really use some water. Like I'm cooking dinner soon." Like, and I said, "Yeah, but okay, but I just have this cold water, you know. Do you want my water?" Like, I thought he was just asking for a little bit of water, not the whole bottle, but okay. And then he said like, "Yeah, I have this bag. It's like it's a chemical. It's a chemical." It's a chemical cook. So he said that he could cook the meal chemically. So he has this kind of bag, and all you do is add water, and it cooks you a meal. So I've heard about the meals that you take with you when you're going, on trips in the mountains, like in the wilderness, and they're all dried in a bag. But this was different because I said like, yeah, but this is cold water. How are you going to cook your meal? He said, no, it's chemically cooked, so all I need is cold water, and it will cook a meal to me. So I was like, yeah, okay, that's advanced. Yeah, you can have the rest of my water, It doesn't make much difference for me if he gets the water or not. I can just get a new one if I'm thirsty. Yeah, so I gave him the water. I don't know, I left him after that because, I don't know, I was a little bit scared, my first time in Chicago. I don't know, I don't want to get to know the wrong people the first day I'm there. I don't know, like how, he looked like a very nice old man. So I wasn't, and it was broad daylight, so I wasn't like super scared, but I just thought, yeah, I'll be careful about how much I talk to people out here. So I don't know. I hope it helps with the water I gave him. Maybe I gave him dinner, you know, I don't know, maybe. I hope this njálfata will look good on me. I think so, maybe. Whew, it's really hot here. And the squirrels are so funny, they're just like... And I can't believe like the difference, you know, in with nature. You know, when I'm home, it's so quiet. You know, it's just like... It's like so quiet, and I love that because it's like you can barely hear any sounds in the forest. Like if you're out far away from the cities and traffic, it's so quiet. But here, so much so much sounds and noises in the woods here. It's like just the... I don't remember all the names, but just... I think it's called siricas. The bugs that are in the grass, like making sound all the time. Just that, you know, that's all the time. And when I'm walking here by the river, I can hear animals in the bush like all the time. Like, can see deers, and I've seen so many animals. Yeah, of course, birds, squirrels, so many squirrels. And this woodhawk. Yeah, I've seen that one. I've seen so many. Yeah, it's amazing. And I can hear that there's someone out there all the time, like in the... When I'm sitting by the river, I can hear that there's someone there. Could be whatever. It could be a deer, a squirrel, a bird. But you can hear them cracking the branches there constantly in the forest. They're just living their best lives there, out there. Yeah, so that's like super fun. Just right outside here is just like 1 minute walk, and it's like wilderness. Yeah, that's good. Okay, I can see how long this is. It's 44 minutes. I still haven't finished. I'm over halfway now, so I still have less than half of it left. But I think it's gonna go quicker now because I'm better at it now that I've done this for 44 minutes. It's just that this keeps... One thing that's sad to see here is that there's so many non-native species here. That's kind of sad. You know, they have some bugs here which are at the house. There's a lot of them, and some around my caravan at the moment. They come out when it's super hot, and they call it stinky bugs. They have come from Asia, and they're not native to this land, but they have come here through travels, you know, because, yeah, they've been imported, I guess, from Asia. And there are no animals here that want to eat them. And so they're not really, so they can just thrive, you know. I don't know how many of them would end up, you know, could be. So, and those were like, they were quite ugly, I think. For me, I didn't like the look of them. They look ugly. And if you squash them, they're gonna smell. They smell bad if you squash them. That's why they call them the stinky bugs. I don't know what a different name for it, but I just call them stinky bugs as well. I haven't actually smelled how stinky they are, but they look ugly, so I don't really want to smell it either. So we'll save that for another life, I guess. They have a walnut tree here, and it's just pouring down walnuts like all day long. I think that's what's happening now. It's falling down on something. A week ago or so, I actually visited an ashram. We did like a little show there. It was my first time. I think it actually was my first time visiting an ashram. It was called interreligious ashram. It's funny. It's really cool. So they were kind of welcoming all kinds of religions there. And it was a very nice place to play because the site there, it was ashram where they take where women who go through abuse or whatever, like difficulties, abuse in their home abuse or any kind of abuse, and they need somewhere to like get away from it, a safe place to stay, where they can be like where they can be safe and be taken care of. That's where they could come. So it was that kind of place. So it was kind of nice for me to play there. And a lot of people came there to listen, and turned into a little party actually. Like they wanted to participate. It was not like a performance. It was it was like a gathering and like people creating something together there. Yeah, I think it was a nice experience for me to do that. There was even a Norwegian guy who has, well, he wasn't Norwegian, he had Norwegian heritage, but he was American. He had never been to Norway, but he knew that his family was from Tromsø, around there, so he was quite far north. Said they had immigrated to the US. So that was kind of fun. And when I'm going to Minnesota, I'm looking forward to like meeting some Sami people there. And I hope to go to also a powwow. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go to powwow there as well. But that powwow is gonna be indoors. I really like the powwow I went to here in Michigan, in Lansing. And the main reason why I liked it was because, first of all, it was outdoors. And second of all, they said it was more like a traditional powwow. That it wasn't all about the competition. Am I getting sunburnt? Oh my god, this is not good. Where can I move? Did this help or? Oh, this is so hot. Is it still sun here? No. Okay. This is better. I don't have much left of this now, it's only this part. Yeah, so the powwow in Minnesota is indoors. And what I'm looking forward to seeing here is also the American culture, or culture, or whatever you want to say. It's the Thanksgiving and All Hallows Eve, Halloween. You know, that's what I've been watching, you know, my whole life on TV, in every movie. They're celebrating that. And, you know, people in Norway have also adopted that. They're actually celebrating Halloween by going trick or treating and getting dressed in a costume. And this is not, for me, I think it's a little bit, I don't specifically like that we're kind of like just adopting the American culture like that, because we have our own we have our own culture. We should be we have our own culture we should be taking care of, instead of like just doing this kind of like commercial stuff, you know. But at the same time, it's really fun for the kids, and it's like, yeah, it's good for business, I guess. But I wish that I wish that the old traditions would be stronger than or at least the same, also as strong as the new traditions that come to Norway. What happened now? Oh, okay. Ooh. So, but I'm looking forward to seeing like the here in the U.S. I think should be fun to see how it looks like here, because I've only seen it on TV, on TV shows. So it would be fun to see in real life. And also Thanksgiving. I actually have tried already. I've tried pumpkin pie. The other day we had a birthday for the woman that I'm living with here. Living at at the woman who owns this place where I'm staying. We had a little birthday party for her with some fish, and it's called a potluck, which is not a huge thing in Norway, but some people do it. It's when everyone just bring a dish. And someone had brought pumpkin pie. So I tried some of that. It's like a home, I don't know, it was an old recipe. And for me, it was very spicy. There were a lot of spices in there. They were like, I think there were all kinds of spices, like nutmeg, ginger, probably cardamom, and I don't know what else. Like a lot of different things. Like it was quite spicy. I haven't tried pumpkin. I haven't tried that a lot. Maybe once or twice I tried pumpkin in a salad. But this was like, yeah, I didn't taste much of the pumpkin. It was just mostly spices. It was, for me, I felt it was like a Christmas cake almost. So a Christmas pie, or maybe it is a Christmas pie, like for some, I don't know. But it was really fun to try that. And the woman who lives here, she also made me a pie. Well, she made a pie and shared it with me. She made a pie of chicken mushroom, she said. It was like she found some mushrooms. She picked some mushrooms in the forest. And she made a pie with the mushroom and mushrooms and what was it again? It was like, I think it was some kind of cheese. Was it some cheese in there? Can't remember. It was something white. It was like cheese, or maybe it was potato. But that was super delicious. Like all the food she just served me here is super delicious. So it's been so much fun for me to try all of these different foods. Okay, almost done here. So this one, I've just worn my gakti so far here. And this one, I don't know, because, you know, it looks better with the cacti, and this one is more like just... Yeah, I could wear both the cacti and this, maybe if it gets cold, but it doesn't look like it's gonna get cold here. So hot. And I just have only 1 week left here before I leave. So, but this was a great start of my trip, to just come here and be able to rest a couple of days, because it was so much, I had so much work to do the 2 weeks before I traveled here. I had so insanely many things to do, like I was so stressed. And then when I came here, like when I went on my flight, I was already exhausted, so okay, let's see. I'm gonna finish this up, see if I've done good or not. I just hope this works out, because it took me 1 hour. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was gonna take me 1 hour to do this. Probably need, yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll just go once over here. Just to finish it off properly. Oh, I really hope this works out, that I don't have to do it again. Because I don't like doing things twice. I'm not really that of a patient person. Yeah, sometimes I am, but sometimes I'm not. Okay, let's see. Okay, yeah, why not? This looks good, right? Yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. Yay! Woo-hoo-hoo. I did well. I can wear this now. I can wear it. I'm just gonna sew it just like so it doesn't pop up. Or maybe it doesn't pop up. Oh, good. Nice. Thanks for watching. See you soon.